The Sioux City Symphony Orchestra's 110th season is slowly coming to a close with their last performance of A Hero's Life set for April 18th. But big news ahead as tonight the orchestra announced its next season's lineup.
That's the 26-27 season. Thanks very much.
Exciting news as leaders of the symphony made the grand reveal in the lobby of the Orpheum Theater tonight. Upcoming performances range from a concert with Tony Award winner Leslie Odom Jr. to a Home Alone concert. Now leaders say the new season is the best one yet.
One of the most exciting things is the season planning and working collaboratively with the music director, and it's a team effort with everybody on the staff, the board of directors, and of course the maestro, and it's always fun when it culminates to where we are today, when we get to share that excitement with the community.
A lot of work and preparation goes into planning a season. The symphony's music director shared the passion behind that planning.
I love when creating a season to have threads that connect throughout all of the programs. And some of those threads I talk about, others I don't. But the idea of humanity and bringing together people to experience powerful live performance and music is really the identity of this season.
As we go to break, here's a look at the full lineup for the upcoming season.